I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to our ongoing Operation Freedom Health and Wellness series. The goal is to empower you with information that you'll never get through the medical industrial complex. Medical industrial complex being defined as big pharma, big medicine, big insurance, big hospital, big doc, AMA. This is about empowering you. And we have been incredibly successful based on this feedback we've gotten that the information that we've provided over an extended period of time has had significant beneficial effects on our listeners' health and wellness that have taken the step. So this is not a passive process. There is some activity involved. Not much, but some. First step is going to our website, operationfreedomhealth.com, which is chock full of free and a tremendous amount of information on, on conditions, on products, and the like. And then we have a free video on the site, which a lot of folks have had great benefit from, the 12 bad foods. We have a recipe section of, well, we're telling you what you should stay away from, but here's what you can take, and here's some ways to make it even more pleasurable to become healthy from a nutritional standpoint and from a food intake standpoint. And then my co-host, Brett Bashawaty, provides a service in addition, free, where you can go to the bottom of the page and make an appointment to talk to Brett about nutritional support. And finally, the products we discuss, and full disclosure, purchase of the products does support this platform. We have products that we discuss that you have access to, and the prices of which you're not going to find for the quality of products anywhere else to enhance your health. So there's a tremendous amount of activity involved, but it's activity that involves you as opposed to relying on an industry that has unfortunately distinguished itself as not looking out for the best interests, for the most part, of your health and wellness. My co host on these series is Brett Bashawaty, who's one of the top, if not the top, nutritional experts in our country. A little background on Brett. He took over as CEO of a great company, Good Herbs, in 2005 and expanded the company's vision by developing My Total Nutrition. And Brett has over 40 years of experience in product development and manufacturing, and he's played a pivotal role in advancing natural health products. Now, this is the key, and this is what separates Brett's background from others. Advancing natural health products that are based on clinically verified, science-based research. That information you'll find at operationfreedomhealth.com. Today, we're going to talk about probably not just an important nutrient and supplement, but one of Brett's favorites in calcium. Let's call this, could calcium be the most important supplements that you might be missing? Brett? Well, is it?
Well, it's one of them, if not the top one, and data backs that statement up because we do know today, it could be a lot more, but we know today the body can break down in 147 different ways just by a lack of calcium in our system alone. So we know of 147 different problems people are facing every single day, and they don't realize it's a lack of calcium that are causing these problems. So obviously, we're not going to be able to go over 147 on this short interview, but we'll highlight a couple of them. And I also want to point out, and you're 100% right, what true power is when you take information and apply that information, which you can get on operationfreedomhealth.com, then you will gain true power of your own health.
Mm-hmm.
That is power. Education is not power if not applied.
That's right.
Education is only power when applied from what you just learned. And that is our whole goal, is to give you something to think about and then to apply to your everyday routine so you can have the ultimate health and longevity that you're looking for. And that's what really separates our viewpoint from a lot of other viewpoints where they're going to upload high doses of one nutrient, two nutrient, three nutrients. No, no, no. We're going to give you all 90 essential nutrients that a human body needs every single day in recipes your body can absorb and utilize so the body can fix itself. We just have to get out of the way, give it what it needs, let the body do what it does best. And that's when we get great results with individuals. And that's what we are attempting to help you understand. And today, one of my favorite, calcium. And here's one of the things, and I'm going to give you a personal testimony, is there's two major things you need to have a really good digestive system. And everyone wants to talk about you need prebiotics, probiotics, you need digestive enzymes. Well, the body has the capability to produce its own digestive enzymes. So we don't need to supplement those enzymes. And I'm speaking from experience here because for 40 years of my life, and those years, I've had the privilege of working with some of the top holistic doctors in the world, not just in the United States, but all over the world. And we could manage my symptoms through high volumes of herbal support for my colon. So I could have regular bowel movements. So this would be like your senna, your cascara sagrada, stuff like that. High volumes of probiotics. We had to use L. sporogenus, which could grow in acidic or an alkaline body. High volumes of that. And I would have to take 4 to 5 digestive enzymes with every meal just so I could have a proper working digestive system. But that's not what nature and God intended, how our digestive system works, because my body has the capability through its own mechanisms to do the work it needs. And there's two things that I learned from Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden was you need hydrochloric acid. How do we get hydrochloric acid? We get that by salting our food to taste. So
Mhm.
we want to add salt. I don't care what salt. It can be Himalaya salt, sea salt, real salt. That's a salt that I like, sea salt. But salt has the hydrochloric acid that needed, but you also need calcium to
Mhm.
ensure that hydrochloric acid goes into the stomach juice to make it acidic the way it's supposed to be. So I can take all the salt in the world I want, but if I don't have enough calcium to support my chief cells to squirt that hydrochloric acid in the stomach juice, I get little to no benefit and I still have digestive problems. So, right off the bat, you could have a digestive problem, a digestive disorder like I did, and never get on the other side because you're lacking calcium in your diet. I increased my calcium intake by 400%, salted my food to taste. This was 10 years ago. Today, I have no digestive problems. I take no colon support. I take no extra digestive enzymes, and I take no extra probiotics outside of the Healthy Foundation Pack. And my digestive system works perfectly all the time. Now, here's another one that people don't realize the importance of calcium is calcium and magnesium are vital for having proper blood pressure.
Yeah, true.
And if you look at the arteries in our body, they have little tiny muscles that surround it that contract, relax. When I become deficient, especially in calcium, what happens is they contract and they don't relax. So that's like taking a hose, and as the water comes out, if I pinch the end of the hose, what happens? The pressure of the water increases. Well, that's what's happening with our blood pressure. It contracts, doesn't relax. So then the volume increases. So it can be as simple as intaking proper amount of calcium to support and promote healthy blood pressure. How about kidney stones? You've been told for years that you have too much calcium. Well, here's what's really happening, and it's a lack of calcium being ingested every single day. So when we don't have enough calcium being ingested every day, the parathyroid gland does not like that, and that blood level calcium gets low, so it pulls calcium from the bones, which is the wrong calcium, which becomes calificated into our kidney, causing kidney stones. So we've had a number of people get on the foundation pack, increase their calcium, and guess what happens? Their kidney stones completely go away and they don't get kidney stones anymore. So again, it's a calcium problem. Have you ever noticed if you have trouble falling asleep
Mm.
and you cannot go to sleep? That's a calcium magnesium deficiency. And again, you can find this, we make it really easy in our Healthy Foundation pack, is it is part of that pack. How about heavy bleeding during your menstrual cycles? Do you want to get rid of that? Well, we can do that because it's a lack of calcium. What happens is there is a direct balance between omega-3 and calcium in our blood. Omega-3 keeps the blood nice and thin and smooth. Calcium clots it. So if I cut my arm, the calcium will clot it so we don't bleed out to death. It doesn't just bleed and bleed. Well,
Components.
the same thing happens with menstrual cycle. If you have a heavy bleeding menstrual cycle, we don't have enough calcium to clot it, so it just bleeds and bleeds and bleeds. And it's miserable. I know women that have been miserable on it. Get on the Healthy Foundation pack, get that extra calcium, which is in the pack already, and a lot of these symptoms just completely go away. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. So, again, 147 diseases that occur from lack of calcium. I just outlined a handful, and there's a lot more than just that.
And Brett, here's the key. Some people say, well, I take calcium supplements and I'm still having issues with my blood pressure, with for women, with their menstrual bleeding, with my GI issues. Well, and we need to address this. Not all calcium supplements are alike. There's a
Yes.
significant difference. And this is why the components of the foundation pack, the tangy tangerine, the calcium supplement,
Yep.
right? The omegas, right? And the minerals, plant-derived minerals. We'll talk about the calcium in the foundation pack and how it's different from any other calcium supplement folks can get.
Yeah, so a lot of people hear about calcium, and calcium needs boron, it needs vitamin D, it needs magnesium. Well, it actually needs 60 different nutrients for the body to absorb and utilize it properly. This is why you see a full base in our foundation pack, so the body can take all 90 essential nutrients and utilize it properly the way nature God intended. And that is the big difference. You know, we can give you a calcium supplement without the cofactors. You're going to have little to zero success. And if you take, let's say, a calcium citrate, for example, and most of those calciums that you see are only 20, maybe 25% absorbable. Well, you got out of 500 milligrams, you got 250 milligrams of calcium, 250 milligrams of citrate.
Mhm.
Then you're only getting 20% absorption. So, just to satisfy the daily need of intake the body needs, just to survive the stress of life,
Yeah.
you would have to take 30 of those capsules
Oh,
daily
oh.
to get the right amount. Well, with our OsteoFX, to get that right amount, it's one scoop a day. You just need one scoop a day and you will get highly absorbable. But the key is the body can utilize that calcium properly. So we're not forcing the body in one direction or the other. We're servicing the body so the body can fix itself.
And that calcium supplement in the foundation pack can also be in liquid form too.
Yep. Yep. So if you prefer to do a liquid form, you can just buy the Healthy Foundation Pack liquid, and that will come with the liquid version of the OsteoFX. It is truly one of my favorite products I've ever seen in my 40 years on the market. It is truly that good.
And the quantity to drink of that calcium, it's not like, oh, I got to drink a uh, a can of Coke equivalent,
Yes.
right?
It's super easy. You just take one capful, and here's the best way to do it. If I did the liquid, do one capful of the osteo and 2 ounces of organic or freshly squeezed orange juice. The citrus in there will also help with the absorption of the calcium. And it tastes like an orange sickle. You remember back in the
Yeah.
days, you'd get those orange sickles,
Yeah.
and it tastes identical to an orange sickle. I can get teenagers to drink that with no problem.
So take us through the steps, Brett. Folks say, okay, maybe I do have this calcium deficiency. Even though I'm taking a calcium supplement, the bioavailability is key. And if I'm only getting 20 to 25% in what they're currently taking, and I can get and with the calcium supplement in the osteo in the foundation pack, what's the bioavailability percentage that they're going to get as opposed to what they might be getting in their current calcium supplement?
Yeah, due to our technology that we do, and we do calcium citrate, a lot of people do calcium citrate, but we are able to break this down into such a small particle size that you get over 90% absorbability with our calcium. And that what makes it really, really good. Now, if you take the Osteo FX and you get loose bowel movements, so this is something that everyone should know. This is an indication because we don't have the same technology as the magnesium. So we might not be absorbing the magnesium like we're supposed to. And what happens is it goes through the small intestines, does not get absorbed into the blood system, goes down into the colon, acts as a laxative, and we can get loose bowel movements. If that occurs, we have a digestive issue, and we got to handle the digestive issue. One of the best ways to do it is salt your food to taste, eliminate the 12 bad foods, and take your osteo. The way I would recommend you take it is we don't want you to cut back on the dose, but we want you to dilute it and then sip on it for 3 to 4 hours. So mix it with 24 or 32 ounces of water. I like to put ice in it. Put the scoop or put the cap full if it's the liquid. Mix it and then just sip on it through the day. That will handle the magnesium getting down to the colon, acting as a laxative, and it will then slowly go into the blood system. Works really well, but it's an indication we have a digestive problem going on. So we got to work on that. Best way to work on it, stay on the osteo, salt your food to taste, eliminate the 12 bad foods.
So, Brett, educate our listeners on how they can get more Brett Bashawaty.
So if you want to dial in on a very specific program that fits perfect for you, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it will always start with the Healthy Foundation Pack. We do not do anything without giving the full foundation the body needs every single day. And then we can add some petals like herbal therapeutics from there. But it's always going to start there. If you want a more tailorized program, you can go to the bottom of the page, make it a free appointment with me, and we can talk about your dietary supplement regimen that is right for you, your family, your friends, your neighbors. And we're really trying to get this so you get the education, apply that education so you actually have true power.
We are available 24/7 at operationfreedomhealth.com. Bottom of the page, go to the contact, and you can get your free get together with Brett and have it personalized. Brett Bashawaty, I'd like to thank you for everything you have done, are doing, and will do. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Until next time, Dave Janda signing off. Dream big and dare to fail. Thanks for your time today.